And to Newswatch, joining me is Gerard Henderson, columnist for the Australian newspaper, head of the Sydney Institute and author of the Media Watchdog blog. Gerard, thank you for joining me. Can I just go back quickly to part of that clip that I showed earlier of this inflammatory call that was broadcast last night by the ABC, which seems to me to justify having a race right here too. I want you to listen to it and see whether perhaps I've overreacted or whether the ABC is completely culpable. Have a listen.
There are riots and people are talking about order. Who cares about order if there's no justice? We want justice. Being peaceful protests don't work.
Gerard, not one person on that show contradicted what sounded to me like an incitement to riot. Should they have?
Well, I favour genuine debate, so I don't have any trouble with what Mr Wyatt said. What did concern me, and I was watching it last night, was that no one opposed the view. Nobody.
Correct.
Now, to be fair to Senator Andrew Bragg, the Liberal backbencher who was on the panel, it seems to me that a lot of senior Liberals and Nationals won't go on Q&A anymore for good reason. But he said nothing. But to be fair to him, it was the presenter plus 4 other panellists against him. So it was a 5-1. Pretty hard. And the problem was no one stood up and said, look, I don't agree with that, or that's an inappropriate statement, or can we discuss that? Nothing at all. And that's the problem with Q&A, because you've got stacked panels, you've got you've got presenters who are actually activist journalists, and occasionally you get a Conservative on, and every now and then they get intimidated by the atmosphere because the questions coming in, they're pretty hostile too. Anyone in the audience who happens to be there these days, but there are some now, they're hostile too. So it's pretty hard. You need a lot of courage to stand up like that, and also you need the opportunity to get in.
But when someone's standing there saying, hey, how about, maybe, peaceful protest doesn't work, so why don't we, surely an adult in the room says, no. But I wonder whether there's another factor here, Gerard, and I wonder whether the real racists are the people who listen to that stuff and say, is that Aboriginal? I better not contradict him because otherwise that'll be too mean, whether they're being patronising. Because this is not the first time that Q&A has invited on the most radical race warriors and let them, unchallenged, call for violence. Last year there was this when Fran Kelly was the host. Have a listen.
Yeah, I think violence is okay because, if someone's trying to kill you, there's no amount of, but I'm really clever, I'm really articulate. No amount of that is going to save you. So
It's a tricky.
So let's burn stuff. What's going on here, Gerard?
Well, it's essentially, if no one else will do it, that's the role of the presenter. At least Fran Kelly later admitted that she should have made an intervention there, and she conceded that. So far, Hamish McDonald, I don't think, has conceded anything. But the presenter won't do it, and there's no one really on the panel who can get in or who wants to do it because the panels are so stacked. It's not going to be challenged. So I think the essential problem there is Hamish McDonald. He didn't stand up, and he's an activist journalist like Fran Kelly is, so it's no surprise that he didn't stand up. But this is a problem for ABC management. If such exist, I mean, they hardly... I
don't think it is. I don't think it does, Gerard. I think they've gone absolutely to sleep, particularly in this excited mood in the ABC at the moment. It's gone really pro the race riots. It's just quite extraordinary. I have to also say, I am staggered that not a single other journalist has noted that call and commented on it. It's like either they don't watch Q&A anymore, or they think, that's just, an Aboriginal calling for violence. Yeah, of course they would. I mean, it's just so patronising, so dangerous.